I told you how God caught him in his own snare, and when Ziya was destroyed by Allah, then he had to do something, to save his face and the face of people like him. So he had to come out openly. Instead of putting conditions, he accepted the Mubahila and predicted from himself, Ahmadiyyat will be destroyed. When people spoke to him, and I also gave my sermon, then he said, no, what he meant was, he couldn't eat up all his words. He had to admit something. So he said, I meant that Ahmadiyyat will be destroyed. And there you are. But how he was demolished exactly I had predicted in my sermon. And I'm going to speak on this now. Please. Now come on, let's now begin with the facts of the case. Remember 15th of September 1989, which he had himself fixed. So there was some of the year 88 yet to remain, which was the real Mubahila challenge. But when he retorted by accepting the challenge, he extended the date to the 15th of September instead of 10th of June 1989. So what happened to him? He started misbehaving in the assembly. He had been made a member of Punjab Assembly, and that is how his downfall began. He considered himself, because of Ziya previously supporting him, that he was the supreme man and he could dictate things to the Punjab government and the members of the assembly, and he could blackmail them and threaten them and so on. But they were free people, they retaliated like the Punjabis generally do, So it all started because of that. So when 15th September passed, he saw that he was a liar. Then he began to see the signs of his own downfall. Till 15th September, he was waiting for my death. His hopes were frustrated, dashed to ground. Then Allah kept him alive as I had predicted. He will be kept alive to be brought to shame and disgrace yourself. So what we read about him, I have collected so many things, some from September 88, 26th of September 88, some from April 89 and so on and so forth. So instead of organizing them in a chronological order, I would read whatever comes my way. That is quite sufficient to tell you how Allah treated him. You remember he had claimed that if Mirza Tahir is implicated in Manzoor, in Aslam Qureshi's case, if I am proved wrong that he is not the criminal who murdered him, then I should be shot in public. This was resounded in the Punjab Assembly, this statement of his. The members had remembered it. So when he fell foul of the assembly members, then a member of the assembly declared it on the 1st of March 1989. He said, Maulana Chinyoti ने इससे कबल कहा था कि असलम कुरैशी को कादियानियों ने गायब किया है, अगर असलम कुरैशी मिल जाएं तो मैं अपने आप को फांसी दे दूंगा. असलम कुरैशी मिल गए हैं, लेकिन मौलाना चिन्योटी ने अपने आप को फांसी नहीं दी अभी तक. So we remind him.
This is in the assembly or in paper?
He was quoted.
Yes.
He must have said it in assembly.
Yes, this is Jang Lahore.
But Jang Lahore, 1st of March 1989. He said, Maulana Chinyoti, as you may remember, had promised that if Aslam Qureshi was not recovered from among the Ahmadis, he would himself commit suicide by hanging in public. But we don't see him having committed so far. Spiritually he had, and he couldn't see him first. So, will you read one after the other as they come? As you please.
Okay, I'll tell this.
You see, he jumped into the arena in October, the arena of Mubahila, openly, that as I have quoted. And in the same year, 88, in November, 1st November, we read in a daily paper, Hadar of Rawalpindi, the statement of one of his close relatives, Qari Yamin Gohar. He gave a statement published in Roznama Daily Hadar, Rawalpindi, 1st November 1988. Manzoor Chinyoti is only running a fraud to extort money from the people in the name of Khatm Nabuwwat. And this is, he's reported, not he gave a press statement, he in a public address in Chinyoti itself, he stood up and told the people, the audience, what Manzoor was. He said, Mauli Manzoor Ahmad Ghaghi Chinyoti. I don't know what Ghaghi means, or Ghigi, some sort of title. In दोनों तंजीमों में से किसी का रुकन या मुबल्लिग नहीं. He is neither the member of this organization or that organization. He is only running a business for extorting money in the name of Khatm Nabuwwat. इस पर तुर्रा यह है कि उसने बाद मुसलमानों के खिलाफ फतवा लगाकर उलमा इस्लाम के खिलाफ नफरत का बीज बो दिया. As if it was not enough, on top of that, he issued an edict of kufr against many Muslims. And as such, he has created an atmosphere of hatred against the ulama, because he was counted among the ulama by issuing edicts against Muslims for their being kafir. He has invited the criticism of the people against the ulama themselves. This is the statement published in Rawalpindi. Then Alaya Arshad, the notorious mullah, who has been in the forefront of creating problems for people of Rabwa, Ahmadis of Rabwa particularly. He was appointed there just to create mischief. And he and Maulana Manzoor Chinyoti used to go hand in hand in this. But he has to admit, so his admission is a very important admission, because this man is a very important member of the notorious gang who dedicated their lives for spreading hatred against Ahmadiyyat and creating problems for them. His statement again is published in Hadar Rawalpindi. In a public address in Chinyoti, he said, Manzoor Chinyoti has sold the name of Khatm Nabuwwat, and he got votes by selling the name of Khatm Nabuwwat, because only in the name of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he begged from people, they gave him votes. But when he was returned and became a member of the Punjab Assembly, the most despicable role he played there has brought shame to the entire Millah of Islamia. He has deceived the whole people of Islam, and we are not going to let him do it free, as unchecked, He said his mission is lies, his profession is deceit. What a beautiful summing up of this man. His mission is lies, his profession is deceit.
Although he was cooperating with him.
Yes. And this is what he actually is.
Yes.
And this is their ulama who are confronting Ahmadiyyat, and they're, the favorites of the Zia and this and that. And ultimately how God makes them profess. Now this is the Mubahila, which bit at him at last. Hit back. I said Juti, did I tell you about my vision about Juti? No?
No.
Oh, you must read that first, learn that. When Manzoor was at the height of his activities of, mischief mongering against Ahmadiyyat, and there also immediately after Mubahila, a crop of ulama rose up to steal the limelight by challenging me. The most prominent among them was Chinyoti, of course, and the second came a new star rising, whose name was Manhajul Quran wala. Maulana Tahirul Qadri. Now he established many missions all over the world. You know, he was a rising star among them. So he held a great drama, and it was said that by close to the minaret of Pakistan, more than 100,000 people gathered. Some said 300,000. He said, I have come here, and I'll wait all night for Mirza Tahir. I'm here to accept his challenge. And the drama was played, and everybody came and enjoyed and did this and that, but no Mubahila was even mentioned there. You see, he was inside, he was afraid, but he made a lot of propaganda and won the public acclaim because of the publication of that so-called Mubahila in the newspapers next morning. So these were the two most prominent members from Pakistan who seemed to rise in fame in having the boldness and character to accept my challenge and bring me low in the sight of the people. When I prayed, I said, of course I have thrown challenge because I fully believe support from you, O Allah, but I want to see some signs about these people, some definite information that what would happen to them. And I saw in a dream 2 dogs coming close. I'm sitting, and they come close and sniffing, and what I do is I take in my hand a shoe of the Punjab old Oriental style. We call it juti, like perhaps you also wore in Arabia. And it's a longish shoe, and I start striking at the face of one dog which is behind. First at his face. I do it twice, one on this side, one on the other, and he runs away. And there's one left. He just wouldn't leave. And I keep striking at him with that shoe, that Oriental type of shoe. First on this side, then on the other, and his face gets elongated with the repeated beatings. And then the face looks like a shoe. It ends up like this. The whole face is that of a shoe. And then I leave the dog alone. So I think I mentioned it in Juma or not, but I mentioned it to many of Ahmadis here. And I might have mentioned it in my Jalsa session, I think, find out. But I did tell everybody that according to my interpretation, the first one who has receded and left us alone is Tahirul Qadri. And the second, because they were the two main people in my mind. And the second is Manzoor Chinyoti. He will not die, but he will come to such thorough threshing by Allah that he'll end up like a man with a dog's face on his head. So Tahirul Qadri, look at what happened to him. He rose to a very rapid fame after this, because till that time he was a favorite of Nawaz Sharif, who was very powerful minister of the Punjab, chief minister of the Punjab. Somehow, again, these things go to the mullah's head. They think it's we who have become powerful. So he fell foul of Nawaz Sharif, and he said, all right, I'll tell you where you belong. So he did things to him whereby he was reduced and charges were pressed against him, and he was dragged into the court for what was it? Charges of financial irregularities or fraudulent case, fraud incidents, something. I don't remember the detail. But he was brought to the court, and there he repeatedly was questioned by the lawyers from the government side, and other lawyers also came in from representing different groups. And there it was specifically inquired from him, did you or did not accept the challenge of Mubahila of Mirza Tahir? He said, no, I didn't. Unbelievable, isn't it? But it happened.
In the court?
In the court. It's published statement in the court. No, I never did. What was the drama that was published so all over the world in the paper, in all papers belonging to Pakistan, and maybe it was covered by Arab papers. It's a big noise he made. He said, no. It was inside, no, you did. He said, no. I never accepted. So this is how Allah fulfilled the first part of a dream. The dog behind has only 2 strokes of this shoe, and he recedes. But the dog in front is still alive. Before that, these were the two who went hand in hand in concocting lies against the people of Allah. So this man is no teller of truth either, but sometimes a big liar also tells the truth. This is true, the only truth perhaps he has spoken in all his life. Then he says what he got in the name of Khatm Nabuwwat as chanda and contributions, he bought his personal properties out of that. And nothing is left for Khatm Nabuwwat, all has become his personal property. Yes. And then 23rd December 1988, Musawat. Note, after his challenge, all this begins. It's very interesting. Musawat is the official newspaper of the People's Party, who is now in government. So Musawat issued, published a statement by a countrywide well-known scholar and one who has made his name in literary circles. He is also a poet. His name is Allama Sayyid Mohsin Naqvi. Writing about Manzoor Chinyoti, he said, Manzoor Chinyoti is dedicated to sow the seed of hatred of some people against others. That is what he is dedicated to, and he specializes in poisoning the atmosphere of religious communities so that one sect begins to hate the other. That is where he specializes. He said his conduct is below the dignity of a decent human man, decent human person. And on the strength of this, I request that he should be dismembered from the membership of the Punjab Assembly. This vice president. Yes. Yeah. And there's yet to come something. And then the Pakistan Council of Ulama issued a statement about Manzoor Chinyoti, which was published in the same Musawat on the 29th of April 1989. It said that Manzoor Chinyoti has practically lost his seat in the Punjab Assembly by his behavior and conduct. Whether he is officially and formally expelled or not, in our sight, Ulama's sight, he has practically lost his seat, and from now on he is no longer a member of Punjab Assembly, but he is only a butcher and seller of hides of Chinyot, no more. He butchers and sells the hides of the people. That is the only community to which he belongs, the community of Qassab, Al-Qassabun. He belongs there, and that is his work only. He slaughters and sells the hides of the slaughtered animals. That's all he has to do now. Then there was this peace committee in Lahore. The president of that peace committee was Abdul Salam Khan. And there were other members and councillors. Among them was an ex-councillor Bashir Ahmed and another social worker Muhammad Riaz, who were well known in Lahore. They in a joint statement said that from the stupid, meaningless statements of Maulvi Chinyoti, the only thing one can infer is that he is a mischief monger, no more. But that is not all. He splits the teachings of the Quran. Pramane Ilahi, he breaks it. And his thinking is that of a hypocrite. This is the great scholar of Khatm al-Nubuwwat, you know, the leader of Khatm al-Nubuwwat. After the Mubahila, this is what happens to him. All these good qualities of Maulana remain hidden from the eyes. Imagine. Almost all his life. The moment he enters the year of Mubahila, this begins to happen. Then arose another national daily paper of Pakistan, which is a very respected paper. This published a statement, a news item on the 7th of July, 1989, 7th of July. It states that the inhabitants of the city of Chinyoti resolved in a public meeting where he belonged that we demand that Manzoor Chinyoti should be declared persona non grata.
What is that?
Undesirable person. The resolution of the entire gathering of Chinyoti community. Imroz, 7 July 1989.
وجريدة إمروز وهي جريدة يومية مشهورة ولها احترامها في باكستان نشرت في 7 يوليو عام 89 نفس هذه السنة السوداء عليه لأن كل هذه المصائب
Ulama Council met again, the Council of the Ulama of Pakistan, and demanded publicly from the government that because Manzoor Chinyoti has betrayed his oath of office and has betrayed his loyalty to the country, so as such case should be registered against him of a traitor to the country. The punishment of this is again hanging, death by hanging. So this Ulama Council demanding the government, and the statement reads, मौलवी मंजूर चिन्योटी ने गुज़श्ता दिनों मंडी बहाउद्दीन में तकरीर करते हुए कहा था कि वो वज़ीर आज़म मोहतरमा बेनज़ीर भुट्टो को वज़ीर आज़म तस्लीम ही नहीं करते, जो कि सरासर आइन से बगावत है। वज़ीर आज़म को तस्लीम करने से इनकार बसूरत दीगर आइन से इनकार है। They clarified this statement that charges should be pressed against him as a traitor to the country and the constitution of the country. They quoted him as saying that Benazir Bhutto may have been elected as Prime Minister of Pakistan, but I do not accept her as such. So the argument they built was that she was a constitutionally elected Prime Minister, and the Constitution says that if you oppose the Constitution or betray the Constitution in any way, you can be treated as a traitor if the court, of course, gives its verdict in favor of this charge and it's accepted. So that is the background of this against him, of this resolution against him. So the strokes of the shoes which I saw in the dream from right and left can be witnessed, beating him so rapidly now in the Punjab Assembly in the month of May 1989. So far we were talking of the statements outside. Now let's enter the Assembly Hall and see how he is treated by his fellow members of the same Assembly. And I'm talking of 28th of May 1989, it was demanded that Manzoor Chinyoti has become a kafir by declaring a Muslim a kafir. He cannot be referred to as a Maulana from now on. It's an insult to the ulama-e-deen, to the scholars of faith, if we also refer to Chinyoti as a Maulana. Chinyoti got up at that, infuriated, and he said, ask the government benches if I am not a Maulana, because they had been referring to him as a Maulana. A voice of a member was heard, it was our mistake, we had been doing it unknowingly. Then one voice was raised, the fault in his faith should be corrected. His faith is rotten and faulty. Then a voice was raised in the Punjab Assembly itself that he is a blackmailer. He should be treated as a blackmailer. Then a voice rose, that must have been that of an alim. He said his nikah is fasakh. Marriage dissolved, no more. After that, without having a new nikah, he went to the same wife, you know. You see that? Don't you see that? It's still to come. Then a voice was raised in the Punjab Assembly. All right, if that nikah has become fasakh, it is broken, no longer valid, what would you refer to the awlad, the children of this man? All the filth he was heaping upon the noble leadership of Ahmediyya and Hazrat Muslim Islam and all his bakwas was returned to him verbatim, word for word, bit by bit. Nothing was left out. And all this is not in public, in Punjab Assembly, the whole of the Punjab Assembly. Then the voice said he should be flogged, because the punishment of illicit relationship is flogging. Because his nikah has never been valid in fact, according to the assembly. When we used to raise protests against assembly, what has it to do with issuing of religious edicts? The answer was, it is the assembly, people's representative. They can do whatever they like. And their edict must be accepted by you. If you do not, then you should be treated as a traitor to the Constitution of Pakistan. All this in the form of that nal or haz, whatever you call it. Then somebody corrected. Flogging is not the right word. Durra is the correct Islamic terminology. Durra should be used to beat him. Then it said, Maulana, this Maulana should control his tongue, or we know how to bridle it ourselves. Then it said, the least we require from him is he should surrender unconditional apology immediately. Then Maulana rose and rendered unconditional apology for whatever he had been doing, pocketing all these insults, practically accepting them as valid. Yes. When he apologized after these fatwa, he didn't protest against this fatwa. He said, okay, I'm sorry, I have been all this, what you're telling, so I submit my apology. Then Muhammad Hussain Shakir, Secretary Information, People's Party Mandi Bahauddin, said, well, that is unimportant. वो कहाँ ये statement जिसमें just a minute, I'll get it.
This is Himlu Ba'ir. This is too.
Start this and I'll come to it. Okay. Al-Himlo Himar. Entire assembly moved this.
No.
The whole assembly was at one. And at times, he lost his temper. He was absolutely raging in madness. And at one time he thought, if I walk out, perhaps they would miss me and call me back. So he staged a walkout. All right, if I'm a persona non grata, I walk out. And as he was walking out, a voice was heard, how we wish he had walked out forever, never to return. Then he stood up at last to apologize. He said, I eat up all my words. The voice roared, no, once is not enough. You should do it again. So he did it again. Another voice rose. At least 3 times.
هذا إذلال. أعوذ بالله.
3 times he did. Now, that was not all. During that discussion of the assembly, he was called by all such names as he had been addressing me and the leadership of the Jamaat, even Muslim. Everything was returned to him. Hazrat Masih had predicted, don't you think that you will run away with the abuses you are hurling at me? Qarz hai, wapas milega, tujhko ye sara udhar. It's a debt on you. It's going to be returned penny for penny. Here is the case of this man. You see, he used to refer to me as sort of Salman Rushdie, He said people like him should be murdered like Salman Rushdie. And look, in the Punjab assembly, a demand was made that a price should be set on the head of this Salman Rushdie. And when it was the question arose as to how much the price, they said it should be at least twice as much that of Salman Rushdie. It was Salman Tahir, member of the Punjab Assembly, who said if we put a price less than twice Salman Rushdie, it will be an insult to this man.
That means he is worse than Salman.
This was obviously. It will be an insult to this man. So $3 million were put on the head of Salman Rushdie. I demand that $6 million should be put on the head of this man. This is when Allah strikes, this is what happens. Before the end of that Mubahila, 1988, 1989, May 1989. He said 15th of September would be the decisive. And according to my Mubahila, 30th of June was to be the decisive. Still before June.
Yes.
See? And you see, he used to say, to work up sentiments against Hazrat Masih al-Islam, he used to say that he has insulted Hazrat Ali, he has insulted Hazrat Imam Hussain. They quote some excerpts from here and there. Now, in Roznama Musawat on the 14th of December, this is after, in 89, but it was still returned, part of that effects of the shoes continued in the future. Still they are continuing, in fact. It was published, a secretary of People's Party, Mandi Bahauddin, by name of Muhammad Hussain Shakir, demanded that this man should be hanged in public because he has grossly insulted Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu and Hazrat Imam Hussain Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu. And he said the language he has used against them, even Yazid could not dream of using that language. That is Maulana Chinyoti. Inshallah, tomorrow we will return to this topic and speak of a few other examples. There are so many. My file has bulged out, that size. But they are a historical record, and amana with us. Inshallah, we will keep it. And
Assalamu alaikum.